So here's that graphic of college students spending over $117 billion in discretionary spending in 2013. So this is definitely something you got to factor in when you're talking about the cost of college, especially for JCs. So now this is also just this is straight from Palomar. This is what they're projecting for the cost, but depending, especially if you're going to do the Palomar Promise program and staying at home. So for Mike, it's going to look more like this price instead of that $15,000 because pretty much taking off the housing, and it's also going to take off tuition for that Palomar program. So now the opportunity costs and trade-offs, I think this is going to be the most important factors when determining whether or not a student wants to go to either JC or the Cal State, because this is going to be what exactly you're missing out on a JC or what you might be getting at a JC that you couldn't get at UC or Cal State. Now, so here are some of the main factors, the most important factors that will go into a student, when deciding on college. So first is going to be the cost. And as we just established, the JC is extremely cost effective. As you can see here in this graphic, the average credit per hour cost at a JC is it's much more low than a private four-year or even a public four-year university. So it's definitely something that the JCs have over a Cal State or a UC or private school. Next one's going to be ease of maintaining part-time job employment, because the majority of students at a JC, as you can see here in the green, that's going to be that they're working part-time. And if you see the graphic on the left here, the bar on the left, over 41.2% of community college students are employed part-time. And this compared with students at a four-year university, over 62% of them are not employed and only 16% are working those 20 to 35 hours. So this is going to be because of the flexibility that a JC can offer to students who might need to work to support their families or whatever it may be that they want to be able to manage a part-time job. So a student who's going to JC is definitely going to be able to have more options regarding jobs while studying. The next one's going to be available academic programs and majors. Definitely with the course catalogs, Palomar and other JCs are generally lacking in their variety of the courses they offer. UC San Diego, for example, is going to have a much more robust course catalog. So students choosing to go to a JC might be sacrificing the opportunities to go to certain more specialized classes as compared to a bigger college. Next one's going to be academic quality. So this might include the class size, professor accessibility, and funding. So it's definitely going to be at a JC. The classes are going to be much more limited in the sizes, which may lead to a more personalized experience. So depending on each student and their ability to learn in a more personalized setting, this may work. This may not work for other students. But definitely the funding, when it comes to funding, Cal State and UC are going to have much more funding. So they'll more likely be willing to invest in the quality of their classes and the quality of their facilities and the quality of their professors. And finally, the graduation rate and postgraduate success, this one is going to be, this graphic here is just examining how Americans will view the quality of education. And the four-year university definitely has a bit of a lead over the community college in quality of education. Finally, the graduation and post-graduation success rate. This is where JCs definitely falter. Over 70% of students to enroll at a junior college do not graduate. So you can see here, this one's in Michigan, but it also gives the National Community College. Only 31% of students nationally in community colleges are going to graduate, as compared to 63% national rate for a four-year university. These low numbers may stem from a combination of factors, but like a student who perhaps needs to work instantly in order to support their families, they can't afford to continue their education, or just other factors. And this may obviously make Mike Wazowski a little more hesitant to choose a JC also, because over 60% of students who plan on transferring from a JC do not do it. 39% no credit transfer. And this is most likely blamed, like a majority of professors will blame this on the lack of ease between credit transfers, because it varies between if you want to go to